What's going on, YouTube? Well, got some good news. It looks like I'm out. It's about damn time. They got me again, y'all. But I was just granted bail. I got locked up again. I was good this time. Got locked up again because the bot got me. I left a comment on Zukiplay Metal's video that he did 17 days ago, where he was, come on Warden, let me out, where he was testing metal, and his phone rang in the background. So I said, nice job, you have a call. And apparently YouTube didn't like that much. So they put the silver bracelets on old Consti yet again. I'm not sure how that violated terms. I will tell you that Google support is about as useful as having Joe Biden as a president. That being said, they're watching. And by they, I mean people. People are watching when you don't realize they're watching. I was at work tonight, and I call them kids, they're all kids to me, but one of my kids came in, and he saw I was buying some rolls of quarters to do laundry, and he says, hey man, can I get a roll of quarters? And me being me, I like to keep it light and joke around. I said, mofo, what you want quarters for? I know you ain't doing laundry. He goes, no man, he goes, I want to try to find some silver. I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, you know, he goes, I know that you like silver and gold, and, I thought maybe I could, see if I could find some in some rolls. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. Blown away. I don't even think he's 20. And it really got me thinking about the fact that, people are watching when we think they're not watching. We think we're not influencing people, at least I do, okay? And I'm not a financial advisor. This is not life advice, not financial advice. Do your own thing. Come up with your own, excuse me, I'm still under the weather. Come up with your own research and your own decisions. But I thought that was cool. And I was like, wow, this guy's paying more attention than I thought. And it made me wonder how many other people are paying more attention when I don't think they are. Probably more than I realize. And it's probably the same for a lot of us. And he started asking me, he goes, how do you know if they're silver? I said, well, do you know when the last date they put silver in our coinage was? He goes, excuse me, he goes, what, 2000? I started laughing. I go, no. I said, they took our money out of our money long before that. I said, the last year that dimes and quarters, I'm not going to confuse them with halves, okay, at this point. No, we'll get to that, him and I. But I said the last year that quarters and dimes had silver was 1964. I said, so 64 and below have silver. He goes, well, how do you know how much each one has? I said, 90%. 90% of that coin is silver. Excuse me. And he says, well, how do you know which ones are 90%? I said, they're all 90%. He goes, oh. And he goes, well, is there another way to tell? I said, absolutely. I said, you can tell by looking at them, which I'm going to bring some in tomorrow to show him. And he goes, well, how come you don't search each one individually? I said, I don't need to. He goes, what do you mean? I said, well, I can tell when it hits the desk when I'm counting a till. He goes, what? I said, absolutely, man. I said, when it hit, it has a different sound. And he's like, no way. I'm like, 100%. So I said, I don't have any to show you today. I said, but tomorrow I'll bring some silver dimes and some silver quarters in, and we'll pull out the clad from the till, which is just regular. And I explained to him, I said, that's just, regular dimes and quarters that we use today. And I'll show you the difference on how they look, how they sound, the dates. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I think that's pretty cool. I never would have expected that. So it kind of gives me hope for the younger generation, hope for just people overall, And it reminded me that while it's so easy for me to get caught up and think I'm not making a difference in anybody's life, in my personal life, that's not true. And I was shown that tonight. That was a very humbling, eye-opening experience for me. So I'm going to bring this in tomorrow. I'm going to explain to him, how you know you have an ounce of silver. Because he goes, well, what's a quarter worth? He goes, what could you sell it for? I said, I don't know, $5, whatever it breaks down to. And I'm going to show him, 14 dimes, $1.40 equals an ounce of silver, 4 quarters, 4 dimes equals an ounce of silver. I'm going to sit down and explain the whole thing to him, the $1.40 face value thing, and that way he'll know what he has. But I think that's really cool. I think we have more influence on folks than we know. I think we should do our best, and we're going to fall short all the time because we're people, but I think we should do our best to try to keep that in mind and try to do something positive with it as often as we can. It just amazes me that happened tonight. And it may sound very small and insignificant, but I just didn't see that coming. And I just think it's damn cool. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Hopefully I'll make sure him and I find a few minutes at least on a busy weekend to do that and to go over that. But that's part of my job. I don't just teach them about work. I teach them about life. I teach them about what little I've learned. I try to pass on to them. So this is another teachable moment, and I think it's pretty cool that he wants to learn. So you just never know, y'all. Forgive my voice. Still under the weather. I'm sure you can tell. I'm not going to make a joke. I'm tempted to, but and as far as the comments go, YouTube, get it together. This bot thing, this whole overly sensitive bot thing is ridiculous. I'll attach a link to Zukiplay's video down below. You won't see that comment there because YouTube removed it immediately and put me in jail and gave me these cool and pretty silver bracelets to wear for 24 hours again. But I'll link that. Check it out. I thought it was a really good video. Just don't comment what I commented. And it could have just been timing. Chances are if I went back and said the same thing right now, nothing would happen. But I'm not going to try it because I'm tired of getting locked up. This time, I mean, not that I should have got locked up the first time, but this time there was absolutely no excuse for it. YouTube, you need to get it together. That leads me into this. Please head on over to Rumble. There's a link in the description of this video to my Rumble. I can get a little bit more raw over there. I'm not telling you to leave YouTube. Don't worry, YouTube. I'm just inviting folks over there as well. I can say a little bit different stuff. I like it. If we build it, they will come. So let's build it. Let's do it together, collectively. Let's make it a thing. And with that being said, like the video, subscribe, comment, check out Zuki, check me out on Rumble. Hit the follow button over there. Not a financial advisor. Don't have a crystal ball. Do your own research. Form your own opinions. Stay positive. Motivate others. Be a good influence. And whatever in the hell you do, keep stacking.